Hello everyone and welcome to the Heliosblog. My name is Helios. Today, 5 key things to remember during a relationship. This article is going to be a doozy, don't say I didn't warn you. The following points are things that all men should learn. Men that deny these realities are doomed to be destroyed in their relationships. Read these and be enlightened. Only through enlightenment can you truly reach peace. Enjoying my content? Check out my blog at heliosblog.com. On YouTube, you can support me by liking and subscribing. I'm also on Spotify if you'd prefer a podcast. If you're interested in my books, The Strategist Guide to Seduction and Quotes to Live By, they're available on Amazon. In addition, you can follow me on Patreon at theheliosblog for exclusive content. On with the show. First one, the person who needs the other the least has the most power. This is the canon that all relationships go by. The person that needs the other the least has the most power. Want to know who that usually is in a relationship? It is women. Here's why. Men have a higher sex drive than women. This means that men chase multiple women at a time, usually. As a result, the average woman has more attention than the average man. Because of this, the average woman has more options than the average man. She knows instinctively from a young age that she can replace any man she wants. Therefore, she needs her partner less than he needs her, and so she has more power in a relationship. Women also have lower sex drive than men usually. What this means is that the man needs something from his partner, which she doesn't need as often. This exacerbates the power dynamic even further. There is a solution to this power imbalance for men. If you've been reading this blog for long enough, you already know. Non-monogamy. If you never commit to any individual woman, they cannot hold power over you in this manner. You can then flip the power dynamic and not care if she stays or leaves. By gaining some semblance of power in your relationships, you can stop being treated as a beta male in your relationships. Awesome, right? 2. Sex is extremely important for men. This one needs to be said. A lot of women think that men have the same sex drive they do. For men, their sex drive is more akin to vision. Sure, you can go without it and keep your eyes closed, but it's extremely unpleasant and even torturous to go without it when you know you could see. Do you understand now why so many men choose to open their eyes, cheat, while in relationships? The desire for sex is simply not being acknowledged or is being downplayed. Of course, it never starts out this way. Often, in monogamous relationships, they start with dick-breaking sex. The sex then slowly tapers off, leaving the man wondering what he did wrong. Often, he did nothing wrong. I mean, that isn't strictly true. What he did wrong was choose to be a monogamous relationship in the first place, the type of relationship that doesn't account for the biological reality of differences between the male and female sex drive. The other choice, of course, is the man can choose to go without sex, hurt himself permanently and become betaized, but it's an extremely painful, torturous process. Now you understand how most husbands feel in marriages that last longer than 3 years. It is the slow torture of having your sex drive deleted, while knowing deep down that if you leave, your life will be ripped to pieces. It's akin to having your vision slowly ripped away, knowing that if you weren't with the current person you're with, it would come right back. It's an awful way to live, and I wouldn't wish that fate on anyone. Once again, the best cure is prevention. Do not get monogamous, and these problems will largely not exist. 3. Many women use sexual starvation as a control strategy. As many comedians have alluded to, in a marriage or even monogamous LTR, long-term relationship, some women use sexual denial to control their man. They'll order their man to take out the trash, for example, and if he doesn't comply, she'll imply that he's not getting laid that night. He then complies so as to get laid later. Obviously, allowing yourself to be controlled in this way is extremely weak and is key in the betaization process. Once a man allows himself to be controlled like this multiple times, the power dynamics of the relationship shift hugely in the woman's favor, and this leads to misery for the man and a huge decline in sexual attraction for the woman. The reason that these women feel they can get away with this is because they know they have the man in a bind. He is only sleeping with her, and he prizes sex very highly. She therefore has him by the balls. She can then swing him in whatever direction she wants, as he'll fear losing her if he doesn't comply. Obviously, it's even worse in a marriage, as he not only loses access to sex if he leaves, but half his resources as well. Slowly, cut by cut, any man is reduced to a whimpering beta through this process. This problem has to be prevented from the outset. As I've said twice before, never get monogamous. Being monogamous is the whole reason why these women feel they can control their man. They hold a man's sexual actus at threat point, and as I've said before, Sex to men is like vision. It's very important to them, though they could close their eyes forever if they wanted. Do not let women control you by being your sole sex partner. 4. Women are not monogamous in the long term. This is an extremely important point to make. Men get into relationships thinking that their girl will be loyal forever, and the truth is that many women are not. They're simply serially monogamous. What this means is that they are monogamous with one partner, they then change to another partner, and so on. Each relationship lasts anywhere from 3 months to 3 years. After that time period, the feelings start to fade, and the woman could stay for other reasons, but they will not stay because of attraction. Here are some reasons women might stay and be miserable in longer than 3-year relationships. Parental pressure, societal pressure, peer pressure, money, lifestyle, children. Usually, these types of relationships manifest as roommate relationships. The man and women are living together, but they act more as roommates taking care of children than people in a relationship. I'm sure many of your parents were this way for you growing up. It's possible to have a longer relationship with a woman than 3 years, and for her to be attracted to you the whole time. The way to do this is to be with a girl and have friends with benefits, or non-monogamous girlfriend, or serious non-monogamous girlfriend, or open marriage arrangement. In these arrangements, neither partner is taken for granted. The woman knows the man has other options and has to keep him sexually satisfied, but the arrangement works in the other direction as well. The man cannot take the woman for granted, knowing that she's sleeping with other men as well. But Helios, I thought you said that women were serially monogamous. How could they be happy in a non-monogamous arrangement? They would be happy in a non-monogamous arrangement because they wouldn't feel the societal shackles of a traditional relationship. They can also rest easy in these types of arrangements, knowing that they're with a stud who's attractive to multiple women. Of course, sometimes in non-monogamous arrangements, the woman will leave the man to go pursue a monogamous relationship with another man. It will inevitably implode, however, and she will return to the non-monogamous man. In this way, it extends the relationship length for the non-monogamous man as well, and the woman has satisfied her need for serial monogamy. It is often the case that non-monogamous relationships with women are longer lasting but more spread out. 4 months here, 8 months there. 5. Women treat alphas and betas differently in relationships. An important point to make about relationships is the distinction between alphas and betas. An alpha is generally treated well in a relationship. That's because he refuses to bend to the will of his partner, and so her attraction to him remains high. He enjoys regular sex for up to 3 years, and has drama like any man has in a monogamous relationship, but he can handle it. A beta is usually treated terribly in a relationship. He is walked all over because he constantly bends to the will of his partner. As a result, women's attraction for betas generally drops like a stone rather quickly. Betas find themselves sexually starved in numerous ways in their relationships, but due to their false programming believe that they'll never find a better partner. They stay, hurting themselves even further as they sink ever lower into loser territory. If you want to prevent drama in your relationships with women, there is a simple solution. It is the defining point of this post and has been repeated multiple times. Do not get monogamous. Once you get monogamous, whether you're alpha or beta, many women will feel as though they have you by the balls. They then slowly start to weaken you through constant shit tests and demands. If you meet those demands, you lose and are betaized. Slowly, your masculinity is crushed. Don't let that be you. Have other options and you'll prevent this problem entirely. You'll always hold the power to walk away by having multiple options, and you'll be treated well as a result. Conclusion. As you can see, there are many important points regarding relationships. The most important takeaway from this post is for you to never be monogamous. Allowing yourself to only have one sexual option is a direct cause of many of the problems that men suffer in relationships. You need to prevent this problem from the beginning, as I have said several times. The solution lies with you.